thought I would do a quick video on Bonaldi boosters. They were built under license from Bendix Aviation, as you can see, and they have some SAE fittings on them. But these are very unique boosters. The rebuild kit that was sent with it for this booster was nowhere near close to fitting on the booster, so I'll give you a heads up in terms of people claiming they sell rebuild kits for Bonaldis. This is one unique booster, that's for sure. Again, SAE fittings most of the places, but not all the locations. And I was able to get a new vacuum diaphragm to go into one of the boosters and salvage the diaphragm out of the other booster. We got two of them. As you know, they came on two. Oh, that's interesting. Two boosters on the what's it, 330, I guess, and some of the other vehicles. Anyway, thought you'd like to see a test on these things. I had to rig up some fittings that I usually do metric boosters, and I had to rig up fittings for SAE. Anyway, while we don't have a on the boosters I'm used to, there is a plug right here that you can use to check the booster's function with respect to vacuum. We don't have that on this booster. So of the two vacuum gauges, this one will not work. It's not going to do anything. This is the vacuum as produced by the vacuum pump on the test machine, and it's going to go up and show vacuum. And obviously, if you have a leak in your diaphragm, that will show up here as a vacuum leak. And then also when the booster is activated, as this thing travels, as the diaphragm travels, if there's a imperfection in the can or the diaphragm, you'll also experience another vacuum leak there, and also behind the poppet, behind the air filter right here. And so that's what this vacuum gauge is good for. Over here we've got the hydraulic, excuse me, hydraulic side. Input right here. This is your input down here. Goes inside this chamber. There's a check valve in here that allows fluid to flow through there, but also close off when you're pressurizing when your booster is in action. So first of all, I'm going to show you that the booster is inert without any vacuum going to it. So you're going to have the same pressure in as pressure out. On the input side here, these two gauges are tied together. This one goes up, maxes out. This one hits 350. And then this gauge on the output side, these two are tied together. This one goes up, maxes out, and this reads final output pressure. So with no vacuum, they will all read the same, input as output. See, you got here 350 out, 350 in, 350 out, 350 out. The pressure drop is not due to the booster leaking internally. It's my master cylinder on the test machine, which is basically a quarter-inch steel rod in an O-ring. It works, but it's a very funky design on this 1950s test machine, but it works. So now what we're going to see is with vacuum. So again, these gauges will go up and max out, and then we're going to see output pressure, and that's going to be a multiple of the 350. And it looks like this thing's putting out about this is a 3-to-1 boost ratio. So this is a beast of a booster for its size. So we're going to be seeing values in excess of 900 psi to 1200 psi. That is some serious boost, people, for this size of booster. For this short stroke, small diameter booster. Now then, while we're under pressure, we start looking for leaks. And I don't mean the leaks at my fittings right here, but leaks at the where the slave cylinder bolts in place, and anywhere else, bleed screws, that sort of thing. we're maintaining vacuum. So here's the whole thing at one time. Got a good booster.